What is up, y'all? You are checking out the World of WWE podcast. I'm Ant, and I'm joined by my bud.
Latino Heat Carlos.
No need for an introduction. I like the dramatic pause there.
Yeah. I was thinking if I could change my name there, but not yet. Only when I'm champ.
Only when you're champion can you change the name. But right now, you're Latino Heat Carlos, and you are listening to our WWE Monday Night Raw, January 31st, 2022 official recap episode. It was a crazy Raw after the Royal. Well, it wasn't. It was 2 days after the Royal Rumble pay-per-view event, which saw Ronda Rousey win the women's Royal Rumble match, and we saw Brock Lesnar win the men's Royal Rumble match. And you can hear all about that in our special Royal Rumble 2022 recap episode that is available now.
I just thought it was crazy that we had two UFC fighters win the Royal Rumble.
I know. Yep. Anybody can win the Rumble in WWE. So that's in the archives. Check it out. It's just dropped, so check that out. And it's also on YouTube. But let's jump right into the action. We start out with WWE Champion Bobby Lashley, who defeated Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, of course, with the help of Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. And Bobby Lashley comes out with MVP, and they brag about being champion. And Brock Lesnar comes down to the ring, and he tells Bobby, and he's dressed up to fight. He tells Bobby, you know that you didn't beat me. You had help from Reigns and Paul. He goes, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Roman and Paul. He tells Bobby not to worry. He goes, I'm challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I'm not going to challenge you. He goes, at Mania it will be, though. He says, though, at Mania it will be title versus title. Brock Lesnar challenges Bobby Lashley to a match, and MVP tells Brock his challenge is declined. Brock calls Bobby Lashley chicken shit, and Bobby is Adam Pearce then comes down and announces
that Adam Pearce was already in the ring. He was the first one in the ring, and then he announced the Elimination Chamber match. Then MVP was looking pissed, and then Bobby Lashley was like coming up. But yeah, keep going.
No, you're good. Yep, he was in the ring. He's already in the ring. He announces, like Carlos said, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber match. And he says that in the match, Bobby Lashley will defend his WWE title against Brock Lesnar and 4 other opponents that would be revealed later on in the night. And Bobby Lashley's kind of pissed, but my question for you, Carlos, is do we want to see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in the Elimination Chamber match? Or would you rather see them just fight each other one-on-one again?
No, I like the Elimination Chamber match because other people like opportunities, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you think, I guess another good question for you, and this is a little too far to tell, we are a couple weeks away from the pay-per-view, but who do you think right now has the advantage going into the Elimination Chamber? Right now we know it's Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. Between those two, who do you think has a more advantage?
I would always say the champion, so Bobby Lashley say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
As of right now. Yeah, as of right now.
I enjoyed this segment. I thought, it was cool to see.
I just hope for the Elimination Chamber, like they go back to like the steel floors and stuff, like instead of like that padding that they would have usually.
I know. I wish it was that too, man. We both remember it was so cool back in the day. Like it actually looked like it hurt. Now it's like
My favorite Elimination Chamber was like the 2010 one. It was like full of so many stars in that match.
Yes. There's a lot of good chambers, but yeah, that one was a really good one. But hopefully this year's chamber will be good too. But yeah, I'm excited to see Bobby Lashley and Brock in the chamber as well. And I think it will be an interesting element to the match. All right, speaking of the match, we have Rhea Ripley taking on almost a superhero, Nikki A.S.H. They're finally meeting, and Nikki attacks Rhea Ripley to start the match. Rhea ends up, getting advantage, and then Nikki lands a tornado DDT to a 2 count, and then Rhea nails the Riptide to get a pretty quick win and this match wasn't a long match. Do you believe that this is the end of Rhea Ripley and Nikki, almost a superheroes rivalry?
Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't really. I feel like Rhea Ripley deserves better.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah, even though I like Nikki Ash, but I don't know.
I hope, like, what I wish would have happened is if, like, Rhea Ripley was able to bring out that darker, older side of Nikki, you know, because she's like a superhero now, but it's just like at this point.
Oh, like the crazy girl, like.
Yeah, because like it's, you know, Nikki pitched this gimmick of being almost a superhero, and it didn't land well. It's still, she was Raw Women's Champion. That really didn't amount to anything. And it still isn't really going. Now she's a villain, but her character is, well, heroes don't need friends, which, yes, they don't, but I don't know. So, yeah, I do agree. I do want this to be the end. And if it's not, I at least want to see Nikki become like a bad villain or like a bad superhero or something, because she's not really doing it. She's just a woman wearing a cape and tights. And Rhea, I like Rhea, but I hate to say this, and it's going to be a little controversial to some. I feel like she's getting a little bit, I don't want to say boring, but we need to see something different from Rhea. Like, something needs to happen.
Yeah.
But, all right, moving on. Next, we see backstage that Riddle and Chad Gable are having their beginning of their 50-lap scooter race. We then see Alexa Bliss meeting with her doctor, and we see pictures of Alexa Bliss when she was young with Lily in the picture, and the doctor has a replica of Lily doll, and he says, Alexa, what would you do if I, let you hold Lily? And she gets all happy when she sees Lily. So my question for you is, will Alexa ever turn back into the goddess, or is this going to be her gimmick?
I think we're definitely getting somewhere now. Kind of like where maybe they're going towards. I don't know if she's gonna go back to the goddess, but I think maybe they're gonna do like something, like a whole new character or something we never really seen before. Okay. But yeah, patience is key. You gotta wait till things happen. But I laughed and thought it was kind of cringe when the guy they had to throw in the promotion for WWEshop.com.
Dumb, yeah, of course.
So he was like, well, I got it from WWEshop.com. I was like, what?
Yeah, remember not.
They need to bring back Dr. Shelby.
Nope, forgot about him. Yes. All right, so moving on. Next, we have The Miz taking on Dominic Mysterio with his father, Rey. This is a pretty decent match. The ending came when The Miz pretended that Rey Mysterio tripped him up, so then the referee kicks out Rey. Dominic is distracted by that, and then The Miz hits a skull-crushing finale to get the win. And my question for you is, what's next for The Miz? We just saw him lose to Edge twice. It looks like that rivalry seems to be over. He, is fighting Dominic Mysterio. What do you think? He's not in the Elimination Chamber match. What is next for The Miz, do you think?
At first, I thought that was an Elimination Chamber qualifying match, but maybe The Miz will just. It looks like Maurice is back home with the kids, so I guess she's gonna be back. Like he's gonna be on his own, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe they're just gonna have him just win matches. Who knows?
I hate when he's alone. He's so much better with Maurice, man.
Hey, I think he's good both ways. And I mean, it's good to see Maurice, but I think he's good both ways too.
I know, but at least let her do maybe half a year. They had her on for 2 months.
Who's gonna watch the kids?
Well, Becky Lynch said in her Broken Skull session that she takes the baby on the road with her every week. That they take the baby with them. Isn't that cute? But here's the thing: they have
that is really that's
said her and Seth have their own bus together that they bring the baby on.
But they take a bus, and I'm sure they fly plane. They go on plane too. They only go on bus.
She's saying when they're on the road, because she says that they're never home, that they're literally on the road now. The baby's always
so they have their own bus, and then they. That's so. I heard that too.
They bring.
She said. She's so I know they have their segments right after. Usually, I mean not not every time, but like I noticed a couple times. Like one time, well, as Becky was leaving, Seth Rollins was ready to come out, or when Seth Rollins was leaving, Becky comes out. That happens sometimes. Or
Yeah.
like with that time that fan that attacked Seth Rollins, Becky peeked out.
Yeah.
Becky peeked out.
That was
Becky peeked out the thing like, oh shit.
my favorite thing. It's like, okay, fuck Seth Rollins. Now you're taking on big time Bex, and then
You saw that video too?
yeah, she fucking comes out on the fucking stage with her hands on her hips, like getting ready to fuck somebody up.
She peeked out. Yeah, she peeked out, and then like
So
she
big.
was saying she. So that was so. I
She
mean,
was
it's like
like a
don't.
fucking gopher telling us if it was winter or not. The fucking turtle
Yeah,
hopping out.
you know they're like the best couple right now.
Yeah, she I really like them both. The thing that I like about Seth Rollins, and again, you and I always argue over him, but and this is on the record, so I'm saying it's on the air. I really like
Mm-hmm.
him as a wrestler. He always puts on good matches. He was one of my
There you go.
he still is like he back 2014 I had the Shield shirt. It was the cutoff one with the it's a T. It was the fucking three dogs, and then I had his Seth Rollins shirt, and it was like it was like a Target or something. Might have been, I don't know, but I'm legit a fan of Seth Rollins, and I am a fan of Becky. I do like that they got together and they have this baby and they're happy.
Can you believe all the whole Shield both their first kids were daughters.
So I was taking a drink. Yes, that's funny. That's funny. I love it. I love babies, so I'm happy when.
Roman's daughter's like 15, 14, but like that was his first kid. And Seth Rollins' first kid was a daughter.
Not old now. Remember when we used to see her in the commercials and she was like a little girl?
Yeah, she did the teapot thing.
Yeah.
That's the first one I seen of her. Yeah, and then I remember her walking out with Roman at WrestleMania 34, I think, and then 31 too, like when she was backstage. But yeah, I've seen her a couple times. But she's 15 now.
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy how they're all three of their first kids were daughters.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's very, very crazy. It's definitely something. But speaking of Seth Rollins, we have the Kevin Owens show, and Kevin Owens' guest is Seth frickin' Rollins, and he comes down, and he just goes over his match last night, and just he has respect for Roman, whatever. And Seth announces that he will be in the Elimination Chamber match, and then KO is like, oh, it's like that's great that you didn't have to, earn your way into the match. You just were allowed into it. And he says, Kevin says, maybe you can talk to Adam and Sonya for me and say, listen, I will not compete in this match unless Kevin Owens, my best friend, is in the match. And Seth is about to give his reply, and then Austin Theory comes down, and we start our match. So we have Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. But before we get there, I have a question for you. Do you think Seth and Kevin will implode sooner rather than later?
So first thing I was really, really, really surprised seeing Seth Rollins on Raw after what happened at Raw. I thought he was gonna be out for maybe a while, but I don't see the feud between him and Roman done yet. Honestly, he said that he can go back whenever he wants. That he's living rent free in his head, this and that. But maybe if they do want to like hold off on that, I think that they might win the tag titles at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens might win the tag titles at WrestleMania.
Okay.
But this does remind me of like the thing between Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, like how Kevin Owens is my best friend or this and that, and then he turned on him. So Seth Rollins better be careful.
Yes. 100%. So, yeah, so we'll have to see what happens there. But let's move on to the match. Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. The winner advances into the Elimination Chamber match. So this is a really great match with a lot of cool moments. Austin with his cool rolling drop kick. He sends KO like head first in the back into the steps. KO misses a moonsault, and Austin Theory lands a standing blockbuster. KO nails a cool headbuster, a super kick, and a swanton, which leads to a 2 count. And then he also nails a top rope superplex, but Austin Theory puts his foot on the ropes. KO attacks Austin outside, and then Austin ends up nailing a ATL to Kevin Owens, and Austin Theory advances into the Elimination Chamber match. What are your thoughts on Theory's chances in the Chamber match?
Knowing how he's cool with Vince McMahon right now, I think he might be the last one to come out the pods. Maybe. You know how they would everybody comes out one by one. I feel like he may be the last person to come out. If he continues to win matches and stuff, I feel like he's definitely making Vince McMahon proud.
Yep.
But I don't see him winning right now. I see him maybe winning maybe winning the US title in a couple months. But that's the most I see him right now. Yeah. But he's definitely going to be a big star sooner rather than later.
Okay. I think so too. I think Theory is going to go to the moon. All right. So, our next match, which I don't understand the point of this match, but Angelo Dawkins with Montez Ford taking on Dolph Ziggler. And Angelo gets the win after he nails a spinning suplex. What was the point of this match?
Maybe it was just to have Dawkins have a match see what he can do one-on-one maybe. Not really sure.
I've been over Dolph since 2015. Okay.
I love Dolph Ziggler. Come on.
Okay, next we have the ending of the 50-lap scooter race. Before Gable and Riddle can finish, Otis attacks Riddle. And that's when Riddle challenges Otis to a match for, advancement into the Elimination Chamber. Riddle got the win after nailing a floating bro. What are your thoughts on the scooter race?
I thought what we had last week was a little better. The scooter race, I think, just dragged a little much. 50 rounds? Come on. Really? But, yeah, it was different,
It was different, for sure.
I just feel like Chad Gable was such a sore loser because he knew he was going to lose. Fucking Otis has to come out and ruin everything.
100%, man. Well,
he was just sitting where the fucking announcer sits. Boom! Just crashed into him. Sheesh.
Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. It really was. But this is our nightmare. We will be right back. We have a quick ad for you. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the main event, AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio, and Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Who will she be fighting at WrestleMania? Stay tuned. And welcome back. Yes, you can definitely check us out wherever podcasts are available, especially on Anchor. Anchor is a great tool to use if you want to create your own podcast. Check out anchor.fm to find out more. But thank you for listening to us wherever you're checking us out. For those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. We are available on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else that podcasts are streaming. We're also available on YouTube. Search the World of WWE Podcast. However, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all that fun stuff. However, we will be changing our name starting at the end of February. The World of WWE Podcast is going to be rebranding into the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. And with that, we'll be covering all things WWE still, 100%. But we'll be also offering recaps and coverage on AEW, Impact Wrestling, and all kinds of other shows. But that is for another day. Today, we are still covering Monday Night Raw. And to get right back into it, we have our main event, Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles. The winner advances into the Royal, well, not the Royal Rumble, the Elimination. Oh, wait, I skipped over something. Oh, my gosh. I skipped over Bianca Belair versus Carmella. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh yeah. How are we gonna forget about Bianca Belair? Come on.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to do that, but she was fighting Carmella, so she got a quick win with the KOD. There really wasn't anything, to say it there. A lot of people are speculating her opponent at Mania. I'm not going to say anything because I don't like spoilers, but yeah, there really wasn't anything to talk about with this match. Bianca just had an impressive victory. That's it. So yes, our main event.
She always does.
Yes, Bianca Belair is the EST. AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. Winner advances to the Elimination Chamber match. A lot of back and forth to start the match. Rey Mysterio hurricane runs AJ into the barricade and lands a springboard cross body. AJ with a cool head backbreaker. Non-stop back and forth action. The end comes after AJ lands a cool Styles Clash to defeat Rey Mysterio. So, we now know officially at Elimination Chamber, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match, the participants will be the WWE Champion Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Seth frickin' Rollins, Austin Theory, Riddle, and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. This is a star-studded, stacked Elimination Chamber match. I'm excited for this one. This is a really intriguing match that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it should be really good.
It's going to be fucking epic. Who are you thinking, now that you know the competitors, and we've mentioned it, who do you think has the advantage now? Is it still Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, he's still, as of right now, yeah, he's the champion.
Okay.
Champion's advantage.
All right. Well, we'll have to all tune into the Elimination Chamber to see how that all goes down. So, here comes our last segment. The winner of the Women's Royal Rumble match, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, comes down to the ring. And she's very quick. She goes, I've been debating.
First of all, yeah. That's one thing. Like, her promo was so, effortless. Like, she did not care. Like, you could tell she does not want to be here. Like, bitch, we don't want you there either.
But that's good. That's great heat.
My God. Oh.
That's great heat. She's barely doing anything and we're hating her. That's good heat. Okay, so she goes, and she goes, I've been debating about whose title I want to take at WrestleMania. Charlotte or Rebecca. She goes,
use their government name.
Yeah, she goes, Rebecca doesn't deserve the compliment. Her stagnant title reign is her fault. Like, she's saying that Becky's title reign wasn't good. She goes, Rebecca is on the undercard. Everyone will know. And then Becky Lynch comes out. The Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch comes out. And she goes, you little weirdo, which I love when she used to call her that. She says that, Becky says that I'm the only one who has beaten you. And, where is it? I'm the only one who's beaten you. And she goes, the biggest match of the decade would be Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. And then Becky goes, if you could decide soon, please, I'd like to know who I'll beat next. And then Ronda Rousey arm drags Becky and says, you don't have to wait so long. You'll have your answer Friday. And then she leaves. Then Becky grabs a microphone and she goes, this is ridiculous. It's rude. It's so ridiculous. Someone interrupt me, would do that to me. And then Hall of Famer Lita comes down, which I was excited to see this. She goes, Becky, you're the GOAT, I knew you'd set the division on fire. And she goes, I know what I like about you is I know that you never back down from a challenge. And then she goes, so I'm challenging you for your Raw Women's title at Elimination Chamber. And the crowd goes nuts. Becky first says no. And then Lita goes, okay, well, fine. Just admit that you're scared. And then Becky goes, that's one thing I'm not as scared. And she accepts. So officially, Elimination Chamber, you're going to see the Raw Women's Champion, Big Time Becky Lynch against WWE Hall of Famer and former Women's Champion herself, Lita. And that's all going to take place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. But, Carlos, my question for you, I have two questions. First, who do you think Ronda Rousey will pick as her challenger for WrestleMania? She's going to SmackDown to to announce the challenger. I mean, doesn't take a genius to think. I mean, if she's going to SmackDown.
I think she's gonna go with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know why.
I feel like because she eliminated Charlotte from the Royal Rumble, maybe Charlotte's gonna be like a little like pissed about it. And I think they don't have like when they had that match in Survivor Series. Was there like an actual winner or like it went?
It was disqualification because Charlotte.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So like,
here's the thing. The only thing to say that we saw Charlotte versus Ronda. We never saw Becky versus Ronda. So I would be more looking forward to seeing that because we don't even know what would happen with that one. We've seen the triple threat between the three of them, but we've seen Becky and Ronda. They've had a hell of a fight. But
I feel like if they had that match, that would be too predictable. Like people would be like, "Oh yeah, Ronda's coming to fight Becky."
But I'd rather have it be predictable than out of left field. Of course, think about it. If you lost your title to somebody, who are you going after when you come back? The person that took your title. That would, even if it's predictable, duh, of course. Like that would make sense. Like if Seth Rollins defeated Roman Reigns and Roman didn't come and Roman's gone for a year and a half and he comes back and he doesn't go after Rollins, you're wondering to yourself, well, why wouldn't he go after the person that pretty much made him pack up and leave?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, Charlotte and Ronda will be different. They never had a finish, real actual end. But I just want to see Becky and Ronda because Becky brought it up. We saw the way Becky won the title at WrestleMania that year. She rolled up Ronda. And I think that they need to have a one-on-one. Maybe they'll save that for SummerSlam. I don't know. But, okay. My next question. Do you think Lita will shut up big-time Bex at the Elimination Chamber?
No. Even though that would be like cool, but no. They wouldn't have somebody. I mean, no disrespect, but like Lita's a Hall of Fame. Come on.
Okay.
Not, and I mean, who knows?
I think Lita's gonna get.
She's gonna get Becky hell. That's all I'm saying. But she's not gonna win.
Well, what's weird for me is when they were having the Becky versus Liv feud, I was doing the comparisons of Lita as Becky and Liv as Trish, and so to see, I feel like Becky, like Becky even said to her during Raw, I used to wear my thong out like you, and I get in trouble at school, So I feel like the two of them are similar, and so it's gonna be exciting to see what they bring to the table. But before we go, we have to do this every episode of Raw Recap. What was your favorite moment of the night?
I think the Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles match.
Okay. That was a hell of a match. It was a good match for Rey Mysterio to have after, he's on the cover of 2K22. So, good match, yeah. My favorite moment was Lita challenging Becky Lynch because I was excited to see her. And, Becky Lynch is one of my favorites. So, and Lita is one of my favorites too. So, what can you...
You still need to watch that segment. I didn't watch. I just went off for what you said.
You gotta watch it because it was well, to be honest with you, I got upset because I got spoiled. I was on Instagram and WWE had said it's official, Lita versus Becky Lynch Elimination Chamber, and so I figured, I was like, oh, Lita's probably gonna come out eventually and do the challenge, and so I knew it was gonna happen. Had I not known, it probably would have been a bigger surprise. I would have hit the wall, but I'm still super excited for it. It was good. It was a good promo. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, you guys, that is it for our Raw recap. We were at the end of January. We are now moving into February. What a month it's been. And, we're just getting started. We're on the road to WrestleMania. And we will see you with our Friday Night SmackDown recap. Be safe, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.